Hello there folks, welcome back to the Chap's Guide. My name is Ash and I am your host on this journey through men's style, self-development and personal grooming. Now us modern chaps face many challenges in life, one of which is living in an era which is frequently termed as a cost of living crisis period, where many people struggle to pay the bills, put food on the table. And this carries over into the items which we may choose to purchase, be it from style or other elements of our lives as intentionally well-dressed men. We also live in an era which has been defined by disposable fashion, where you can seemingly buy items which used to be prohibitively expensive for virtually no money at all, because of these vast volume manufacturers, often from China, like Temu and Shein, who crank out items for no money at all. But I believe there are certain items which are worth spending good money on, because they elevate our style. They are those flagship items within our wardrobes, within our lives, which can make us look so much better. They can have an impact on us because every time we wear them, they make us feel special, and the impact which we have on other people is significantly altered by those special items which we wear. But they don't come cheap. So today I am going to talk to you about the 5 items which I believe are actually worth spending good money on, because they make that significant impact in our impression that we leave on the world around us and on ourselves as well. Okay, let's start on what I think is the most important, and this is one you could have guessed was coming all along. It's footwear. Because whatever you're doing in life, your performance is always going to be significantly impacted by the footwear which you've got on. Believe me, try playing football in flip-flops if you don't believe what I'm saying is true. So for me, it stands to reason that it's worth investing good money in good footwear. And let's just say, there's never been a time where cheap, low-quality footwear has never been more easily accessible. You can go into any supermarket clothing section and you'll find these inexpensive £20 pairs of brogues, cap to Oxfords. They look like leather, but in reality they're made of cheap, crappy plastic. They're glued together. There is no quality to them at all. If you bite the bullet and pay for a good pair of good quality, well-manufactured shoes, they are going to outlast those cheap shoes by a factor of more than 10 to 1. Absolutely. And it's going to save you money in the long run, because they're going to last for 10, 20 years if you look after them, instead of you having to buy a new pair of those cheap shoes every year because they've fallen apart or they look terrible. Not only that, but your good shoes are, yes, they're going to last longer. Yes, they're going to be repairable. They have durability in their favor as well. So when the sole eventually wears through, you can take them to a cobbler or even send them back to the original factory, and they can be refurbished and they can be returned to you in as good as new condition, so that you're starting again with them. It's almost like having a new pair of shoes. And all of these things come through your investment in high quality footwear instead of going cheap. Now, a few quick tips for you. How can you tell good quality? Well, for a start, you're not going to get good quality for under about £250 brand new. The shoe needs to be constructed most likely with Goodyear welting. This means the shoe is stitched to the upper, mechanically held in place by stitching, not as in cheap shoes stuck together, because they're going to come apart. I've had shoes that happens to, and it always happens at the most inconvenient moment. And also pay some attention to the material the shoe is made of. We want full grain leather. It might be called different things, calf leather or things like this, but good quality, best leather is going to look good, it's going to take polish well, and it's going to stand the test of time. So for me, if there's one item in my wardrobe that I am prepared to bite the bullet on and spend more money than I feel comfortable with, it's the footwear, because it is an investment that will pay you off over a long period of time. And just as an addition to that, shoe care products, right? If you've spent good money and you've bought some lovely shoes, don't then go and buy the cheap supermarket shoe polish that's probably made from some sort of oil or petroleum-based product, and it's just dyeing the leather. It doesn't do any good to it. It doesn't nourish. It doesn't protect the leather properly. Spend a little bit extra money, track down those brands like Sapphire and Kiwi and things like that, which are going to do good for your shoe. They're going to provide nourishment and protection. It's a little more expensive, but protect your investment. Now, the next item which I do believe in investing good money in is skincare products, because let's be truthful about it. The skin is the largest organ in the human body, and it's the one which will have a disproportionate impact on the way that you look and the way that you are perceived by other people. If you've got dry, flaky skin or oily skin, or you look sallow and pasty all the time because you don't look after your skin well, a good skincare regime can change all that. It can do wonders for your overall health as well, because certain elements not present today, like the sun, can be quite detrimental to the health of your overall body. And that is accessed through the skin. So for me, good skincare, worth the investment. So how do you go about that? Well, in this social media world, you will undoubtedly be bombarded by companies, individuals, even celebrities, who will tell you that this is the exact skincare product that you need. How can they say that? They have never met you. They have no idea of the requirements of your skin. This is down to you, folks. You've got to work out what you need by taking expert advice. And for me, the best way to do that, free of charge, is to go to a large department store, normally where they have a beauty section. And you'll know the places. Your wives probably love going there, where they go in and they're trying to sell you things by giving you little samples. And often the assistants will test your skin. They will tell you if you have oily skin, if you have dry skin. They might even give you a pH reading for your skin, and they'll be able to tell you of the exact type of products which will work best with your individual skin type, so that you can make an informed purchase of the skincare products which are going to work with your skin chemistry, because your skin is different to mine, is different to everybody else's. So take the advice and then buy a skin product which is going to work for you. For me, I moisturize my skin twice a day. After I've had a shave, after I've had a shower at night. It's all I need to do. But I use a good quality moisturizer because I value my skin, and I value the way that my skin represents me as I go through life. I don't want flaky, sallow skin. I want to look my best. So I use a product which works for me. Use one which works for you, and find the right one, even if it costs a little more money. Now, the next item, can you guess what it is? I'm going to talk about eyewear, because for me, one of the areas which I am now, eventually, after a lifetime of avoiding it, I am worth investing in good quality eyewear, because my eyes are very precious to me. It's the one sense I would absolutely hate to lose. So I take time and investment in making sure my eyes are protected, particularly from ultraviolet radiation. It can have all sorts of damaging impacts on your eyes. It can speed up the creation of cataracts in your eyes, and even cause other things like macular degeneration over extended periods of exposure to ultraviolet. So I always make sure that when I invest in sunglasses these days, they give me the 90 to 100% UV protection that I now insist on to ensure that my eyes are properly looked after. Now, I also acknowledge that spending big on sunglasses is a painful experience. I avoided it all my life. I used to buy cheap sunglasses. Took me a few years, but a few years ago, I finally decided to spend a bit more money. And do you know what I learned? The glasses are a lot more comfortable for a start, because you tend to buy them in locations where they will make sure they're fitted correctly. Not only that they have durability. These glasses I'm wearing right now, they're by an American company called Entourage of 7, and I've had them for about 4 or 5 years. I'm going into my 5th year with these glasses, and they're still in excellent shape. And the reason for that is they're well constructed and they're made of superior quality components. Things like good quality acetate, and the skeleton on these is actually made of titanium. Good products, not plastic. They're going to last longer. Yes, it is more painful when you buy them, but much like the other items we're talking about, the investment will pay off over time. Now, another item which I do believe in investing a little bit more money in is good quality outerwear. Because in this day and age, everybody you see gets their coats, their outerwear, from big box stores, supermarkets, and you'll see chaps walking around the streets in these man-made material parkas and anoraks and shapeless nylon abominations, which to me are an atrocity to the intentionally well-dressed man. Because somebody who knows how to curate an outfit knows that an overcoat made of a natural material like wool or cashmere not only looks fabulously stylish, keeps you amazingly warm, and is going to have the durability of lasting for decades. So much better in every way than that shapeless nylon jacket, which is sweat-inducing, doesn't look good, doesn't last long. What can I say positive about the things? Buy yourself a nice overcoat. Remember, you don't have to buy brand new. Particularly things like overcoats are very modestly purchased through retail sites now like eBay and Vinted and even charity stores and thrift stores, because these items, they last for so long. They go around the generations. When you've worn it, somebody else will have it. So invest a bit more money. Get yourself a decent woolen overcoat and look like a man who's dressed from the golden age of men's style. Now, the final item that I'm going to talk about today, I may have a bonus for you as well, but the final main item is desk wear, because I spend hours each day at my desk working away, and taken over the course of a week, this is many tens of hours. So for me, if I can make that working experience at my desk more pleasurable by investing a little bit more money in the tools that I use at my desk, it's a worthy investment of my funds. Now, you might be sat at your desk with a spiral reporter's notebook with a Bic Cristal ballpoint pen, and you might be fine with that, and I used to be. But then I bought myself a fountain pen, and in that fountain pen I started using inks of colours of my preference, and all of a sudden my working experience became less of a chore. It became enjoyable. I looked forward to sitting down and writing with my small collection of pens, using the inks which reflected my personality, my state of mind. Then I started trying different paper to go with my fountain pens, using different notebooks for my journals. I settled on Leuchtturm, a great German brand. It's a little bit more expensive than many of the notebooks, but for me, writing with my fountain pen on this beautiful high quality paper, it took away the chore of work. All of a sudden, I actually enjoyed writing. I looked forward to sitting down, and the tactile experience of writing with a pen on beautiful paper, somehow it unleashed more creativity from my brain. The connection from brain to hand and paper for me became very important, and I became more productive, and I enjoyed my periods at the desk simply because, yes, a little bit of experimentation with products that involved a little bit more expense. When you spend a little bit more money on things, you often get a little bit more pleasure back from them as well. And I certainly found that when I invested in my desk wear. Now the final area, and this is a bonus that I'm going to chuck in here. I was only going to give you 5, but this is number 6, and that is leatherware. All right, I absolutely adore good quality leather products, be it a briefcase, a weekend case, cases for my fountain pens, and of course the problem with leather is it takes time to create. It's created from a donor animal, it needs to be tanned, and the quality means that it costs a bit more money. Now this is quite an expensive briefcase I have here from a brand which I often speak about on my channel called Carl Frederick. A hefty investment, but good quality leather products last a lifetime. Not only that, but they get better as the years progress, as the patina builds and the products look better and better. And of course, when you enter a room carrying a nice leather bag, be it a weekend bag, briefcase or whatever, it's noticed by people. They can see that you're somebody who spent a little bit of money on your ancillary products. And that tells them that you're somebody who takes value in the small details in life. And if you want to leave an impression with somebody, that's not a bad one to leave. So, for me, leatherware has always been something which I'm prepared to pay a little bit more money for, because I don't want to walk into a room with a cheap nylon hold-all. I would much rather be remembered by the guy wearing the high quality or carrying the high quality briefcase. It all makes a difference. Okay folks, those were the 6 items which I believe are worthy of a bit more of an investment. Let me know if you disagree, or if I've forgotten something which you think is actually worth spending more money on than cheaper items which are already out there. If you've enjoyed today's video, like it. Subscribe for more like this. Contribute to the conversation by asking me a question in the comment section or via an email. I'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to get more videos from me, you can join my Patreon group, in which I provide extra weekly videos, and there is an ongoing dialogue with me throughout the week on my Patreon pages, the link to which you will find in the show notes below. So, until the next time we meet, invest a little bit more and get a little bit back. And I'll speak to you again very soon.